we're the Waldrop family. My name's Jake, and this is Belle. That's Ian.
This is Ian, and I'm Erin. Often what ends up happening when we take them to play sets at public areas, the uniqueness of toddlers or even multiples that are close in age is that you will have one child go in one direction and another child go in the other direction. And so with this, we definitely have the ability to sit down, allow them to freely play and explore various areas of the toddler set without having to worry that one person's going in different directions, because it's all made specifically just for them. And it has so many safety features that we don't have to hover or feel like we are needing to watch every move with them, that they can explore and allow that independent play.
It's clearly designed extremely thoroughly for toddlers. It basically takes every single safety caution or durability concern that a parent would have, and it solves for those. All right, so from the type of wood that is used, nothing is going to warp or splinter. There are no safety issues there. The slide that they put on it, it's enclosed, so our kids can't climb out of the slide. There's no open areas as they're climbing up the stairways and stair paths, so we don't have to worry about them falling off of the structure. So everything is very well thought through, all the details that you don't necessarily think about as a parent until you see your kids playing on the playset. They've already taken care of all of that.
I think the hardest part that we had was without something for them to climb on. They were climbing on couches and climbing on coffee tables and tables. So we really didn't have an outlet to let a lot of their energy out. And as much as they could run around in the backyard, there's only so much that will hold the attention span for a toddler.
We had a backyard, but we didn't have anything for them to climb on, so they didn't really get their energy out. And so really what we needed was some sort of safe playset for outside where we could feel comfortable with them climbing and exerting their energy on a safe playset.
Now, we did have like a little toddler slide, but it was open, and often what would happen was they would slide really quickly and like they're still learning their coordination, so sometimes they would fall over, or we would have to kind of hover around them to make sure that they weren't falling.
Most parents can relate when they have toddlers. Each stage happens so fast and they're constantly growing, learning, and kind of accelerating in their development. So one of the big worries is, hey, do I really want to invest in a play set that's only going to last me 6 months to 2 years? And the nice thing about the way that this has been designed and constructed is that it grows with your child. So not only is it perfect for where they're at in this stage of development, but as they get older and they're ready for new challenges and developmental milestones, you can actually add attachments and build a fort or a playset that grows with your child over 5 to 10 years. So that really made the investment worth it, knowing that this wasn't going to be a playset that we trash in 2 years because our children had outgrown it.
I think that y'all thought about details that I would not think about at all. One, it is so solid. We can tell that it's really high quality. But with the toddler, there's lots of times where people joke they have lots of toys, but they want to play with things that are not toys, and y'all thought about it. So whether it's the pots and pans or the locks and the switches, or something that's interactive for them to play with other kids, like a basketball hoop or the tic-tac-toe, all of those things are really, really helpful for just like their developmental process, but also just social skills too. I tend to go to a local park that is meant for kids that are 2 to 5 years old. But even then, I had struggles with open areas that they would fall off in. So I knew that I needed something that was even more enclosed than what we normally would get.
Those taller play sets are open, they have ladders. Once you get on the platform, there's 7 different ways that they could fall off. Mm-hmm. And that's not something that we wanted to deal with. We didn't want to be on the edge while they're out there playing. And we didn't want to have to be so locked in and tuned in to where they couldn't actually have fun, or we couldn't enjoy the process of playing with them. I feel completely fine with letting them play on the structure and not having to worry about disaster striking. As it often tends to happen with toddlers.
So many details that are included, whether it's a wide step or the steps being shorter right now, so that if they do take a tumble, it's not going to be something that is going to terrify them or be detrimental for their safety. Recognize that they're not going to be at this stage forever. And we love that they're going to be able to grow with it. They're going to be familiar with it. We're eventually going to transition to a space where we can have it into a fort and add additional attachments. So it's not something that is just for the stage. It's something for every stage. And it becomes also sentimental for them because we get to tell them they've had this since they were this years old. And it's just really cool to be able to see that transition as they get to grow up too.
Hey, we're trying to do something here.